Hi everyone. Today we will be sharing ideas about why we believe the best business opportunity for Microsoft would be to acquire Yelp. Currently, Microsoft is being viewed as an older tech company. However, we believe Yelp could help boost our reputation and regain recognition within Silicon Valley. Yelp is a company that develops, hosts, and markets Yelp.com and the Yelp mobile app. Yelp publishes crowdsourced reviews about local businesses. Over 90% of Yelp's revenues come from advertising. They provide a range of free and paid advertising products to businesses of all sizes, including the ability to deliver targeted search advertising to large local audiences through their website and mobile app. In addition to their advertising products, Yelp also offers several features and consumer interactive tools to facilitate transactions between consumers and local businesses. Yelp recognizes revenue from these sources on a net basis as transaction revenue. Yelp also generates other revenue through subscription services, licensing payments for access to Yelp data, and other non-advertising, non-transaction arrangements, such as certain partnerships. They recognize revenue from these sources as other services revenue. If Microsoft were to acquire Yelp, we believe Microsoft's resources could be used to enhance these qualities and boost revenues within these categories. In 2004, Yelp was founded by former PayPal employees. In 2009, Google offered to buy Yelp for over $500 million, which was turned down by Yelp when Yahoo offered over $1 billion. Google refused to match the offer, and both deals fell through due to a disagreement between the board of directors and Yelp's management. In 2012, Yelp became a publicly traded company. In 2015, Yelp was open to being acquired, but none of the offers were high enough. Embedded inside of Microsoft's vision is the phrase, "Our strategy is to build best-in-class platforms." Yelp has a lot of potential and could greatly benefit from Microsoft's resources such as artificial intelligence. Microsoft could increase the value that Yelp provides to consumers and businesses, resulting in a platform that more people will want to use and therefore boost revenues. The co-founder and CEO of Yelp, Jeremy Stoppelman, was the former VP of engineering at PayPal before he left to attend Harvard Business School. During a summer internship at MRL Ventures, he and another former PayPal employee came up with the idea of Yelp when Stoppelman got the flu and had a hard time finding recommendations for a local doctor. With ongoing success as an American business executive and a well-known name inside of Silicon Valley, Stoppelman is someone we would be happy to add to the Microsoft team.
Okay, so in terms of the actual acquisition, we are looking to do a 100% acquisition, which would result in us paying out anywhere between $4 and $4.5 billion in cash. Then, as a result of Yelp's market cap, which is approximately $3.6 billion, it will then result in also an additional $400,000 or $900,000 in goodwill. So going through each of these three steps and explaining why we actually chose this, for the 100% acquisition, this is really about efficiency. And we want to make sure we can actually control the whole board. So as we try to implement our new strategies with Yelp, we don't have board members voting against us, slowing us down every turn, and then causing us to maybe eventually discontinue on a project or terminate any deals with other companies because of board members not agreeing. In terms of why we chose a cash acquisition as opposed to split between either that or stock or taking out a loan or something. When we actually looked at our balance sheet and we saw we had over $100 billion in cash currently, we didn't think it would be an issue for us to give out anywhere between 4 to 4.5. We'd really like to stay and anchor on the $4 billion, but we think the value would be willing to go up to 4.5 before we'd actually start questioning whether or not it'd be worth it. And then for the goodwill, this is about efficiency, making sure the shareholders currently owning Yelp stock are willing to sell to us in a timely manner, so we're not stretching this whole process out longer than it needs to be. Okay, so some of the positive synergies we think we can achieve with Yelp as a result of this acquisition are selling the data that Yelp collects from their businesses back to each of the individual businesses should they decide they want to buy it. And things we could provide are, with our analytics team, we actually take that data, provide each business with relevant information on what markets they should be targeting, what demographics they're targeting that they're not, then also which demographics they're targeting that aren't really showing any interest in their individual businesses. So maybe they should back off those and actually approach markets that seem willing to invest and pay for their services. And also with our users currently, since they will have a 365 account or an Outlook account, we can actually connect that to their Yelp account or create a new Yelp account for them. And then that'll allow them to, once our analytics team sees where they've been visiting, what restaurants they've gone and ate at, they can actually send them relevant discounts and coupons through their email account that would connect to these restaurants or similar restaurants they actually might be interested in, as opposed to just getting random coupons and discounts to places they would never actually go to. And then another synergy is Yelp's international expansion previously did not work out well for them. They currently have terminated any growth into anywhere outside the United States. So, and a main reason for that is that they didn't have the infrastructure worldwide or internationally to attempt such a large scale movement. But with our infrastructure that we already have in place across the world, we think they won't need to worry about that. They can focus entirely on getting a new platform up for different cultures or different areas of the world where maybe their current platform wouldn't actually work out well, tailor it specifically to each part of the world. And then with that, they can actually begin to look for more tourist destination areas such as Europe, Australia, New Zealand, maybe China, or places that where customers actually want to go and then need to look for restaurants to eat at or other sightseeing areas that are popular. So just to wrap up everything we've said again, fourth point, Yelp benefiting from our resources and expertise to maximize their growth. So again, that's our infrastructure, it's our cash on hand that we can use that they can then again just focus more on their platform and growing their customer base.
Now that we have described reasons why Yelp would be receptive to this acquisition, we will detail the primary benefits Microsoft would receive. First, on a general level, most acquisitions will likely lead to a consolidation of employees between the two companies. Yelp has a large sales staff that targets small and medium-sized businesses. By teaming up with Yelp, both of our companies could consolidate sales staff and likely reduce headcount. Other personnel could also be cut as well, if necessary, especially in supporting functions such as accounting and IT departments. Depending on the locations, office size could also be reduced, which would lead to lower rent expense or lease liabilities. A second point we wish to mention is that Microsoft needs to acquire younger startup companies in order to remain innovative and relevant. As you are all aware, Microsoft has made the majority of its financial gains by being a leader in the software industry. However, the company has recently seen poorer performance, in part due to the new competitors in the market. Acquiring Yelp is one way Microsoft can manage to remain innovative and relevant within this industry. There has been a shifting market focus towards mobile devices in recent years, and the integration of Yelp, a primary service used on many mobile devices, can help Microsoft to continue adapting to new market trends. Recent acquisitions such as LinkedIn and Skype prove that we are able to pull off acquisitions of high-profile tech companies that are popular with millions of users, and Yelp could be the next acquisition that falls in line to this goal. A third point that we wish to bring up is competition with Google. One of Yelp's biggest threats is Google controlling the most popular search engine interface, where they can crowd out Yelp's results with their own competing Google Places results. Yelp and Microsoft's search engine Bing already partnered together, which shows that the two companies have a tight-knit business relationship, making the success of this merger even more likely. However, if Yelp were to become a part of Microsoft itself, the company could expand on this existing partnership. For example, the Yelp app could be pre-installed on Microsoft operating systems, and on the web browser Microsoft Edge. Also, even though Microsoft has moved most of our resources from the phone market, Yelp could become an integrated part of our phone platforms, helping to revitalize the product line. The final synergy that we wish to discuss is Yelp as a social platform. A core benefit we envision is a company's ability to utilize Yelp's social platform capabilities to further Microsoft's goal of maintaining relevancy in the marketplace. With the rise of social media and consumer-based input on all areas of the internet, Microsoft could provide more value to pre-existing services such as Outlook 365 with an integration of Yelp social services. For example, Microsoft 365's calendar could be directly linked to Yelp reviews. Therefore, whenever a colleague is out on business or just simply out to lunch, they could see that the other colleague has visited the business and the Yelp review will show up. This would increase traffic to both Outlook and Yelp, thus benefiting both companies. This utilization of Yelp would also fall in line with the previous acquisitions of LinkedIn and Skype, both of which are social services used to connect individuals and businesses. Yelp is no different and would be a great acquisition to Microsoft due to these synergies.
As far as accounting issues, first off, we believe that Yelp should be dissolved as a result of this acquisition. Since it's a stock acquisition and we'd be buying 100%, Yelp would be dissolved as its own separate corporation. However, in this case, the Yelp brand name should be kept. As in Microsoft's recent acquisitions of Skype and LinkedIn, where they kept the brand name, the Yelp brand name should be kept in this case, since Yelp has a well-known name recognition and established following. The acquisition would be a one-time acquisition, since Microsoft has the cash to do so, and it would not be planned as a hostile takeover. As of Microsoft's 2017 balance sheet, they have over $132 billion worth of cash and cash equivalents, which even after the $27 billion acquisition of LinkedIn last year is a huge amount and substantially bigger than 2016's total. We foresee a huge number and dollar amount of inter-entity transactions as a result of this acquisition. Tying into the synergies that the combined companies can offer the external market, both companies also have key products and services they can offer each other. A prime example of this would be cloud computing services. Right now, Yelp does their cloud computing with Amazon Web Services. With over 106 million hosted reviews on Yelp, this represents a huge amount of cloud usage. By becoming part of Microsoft, Yelp could store all their data using Microsoft's cloud platform, Microsoft Azure. Not only would this reduce Yelp's cloud computing cost, but it would also keep Yelp from having their information hosted by Amazon, who is also a competitor in the local reviews market. We also foresee inter-entity transactions as far as engineering and product development contract work. Since Yelp has key employees associated with sales and social media development, they could do contract work for Microsoft. The opposite also holds true. Microsoft's world-class IT professionals could do inter-entity contract work to help Yelp infuse their review platform with cutting-edge development. As mentioned earlier in our presentation, although acquisitions involve negotiation, and it's not certain at what price Yelp shareholders would be willing to sell their shares for, we expect the acquisition price to be somewhere in the $4 to $4.5 billion range. Yelp's market cap is around $3.64 billion. Although a risk premium would have to be paid to induce shareholders to sell, we do not foresee this premium being high relative to our other recent high-profile acquisitions. For example, when Microsoft bought LinkedIn, we offered around a 50% share price premium, offering a price in the 190s when LinkedIn's share price was in the 130s. At the time, LinkedIn was doing really well and that premium was justified. However, with Yelp, since their share price has been volatile, they haven't come close to their 2014 all-time high share price. They have had operating losses in 3 of their last 5 reporting years. We feel like a smaller premium of around 20% or less of current share price is justified. An additional accounting issue to keep in mind when acquiring Yelp is goodwill. Any goodwill on Yelp's books will disappear. Since they are an internet company with relatively low property, plant, and equipment amounts, goodwill of around $108 million represents their largest non-current asset balance. Once again, any acquired goodwill will disappear during the acquisition, and afterwards the only goodwill that will be associated with Yelp is the goodwill generated during this acquisition transaction. Moving forward, we recommend that you acquire Yelp in the near future. Being a well-known internet company that our rivals have also expressed interest in, it would be smart to move before they do. We feel like this acquisition would be economically feasible, would create synergies for both companies, and is a clear win-win acquisition. If you have additional questions or would like further research on specific topics, don't hesitate to reach out. We appreciate the chance to present this opportunity to you and hope to work with you more in the future.